astounding. I got whomped on. He deserves and gets all the credit in the world for that. Who do we have here? I'm not super familiar with the players out here.
All right, so these two guys are Remzi and Dingus Joe. Both strong players. Remzi, a bit of a brawlhead, so, you know, he's been around the block for a long time.
Right.
But he's, you know, like all of us brawlheads, getting older, a lot more responsibilities, so we don't see him as much anymore. I think he has, like, a kid on the way, too, so this guy out here living the life. But still a strong player.
To relate to that a bit, I'm actually an old ballhead myself.
Same.
And I've got a wife and 3 kids myself, so good luck to him. That was Remzi you were talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's actually one of the people that helped me find the place whenever I first got here, because this is my first time here. And this is a wonderful venue. Love this place. Lots of talented players out here as well. This is excellent. I'm loving the experience so far. And I'm loving the gameplay from Remzi. He's was doing an excellent job of walling out Dingus, but now he seems to be on the receiving end of the wall.
Yeah, and now Dingus Joe, got to talk about him a little bit, because he's one of those players who is a character specialist. He pretty much only plays Game & Watch, but he plays him so well that he doesn't really need a secondary too much. He knows his character in and out, and against a player like Remzi, you really need to, because these two guys will drive each other to the brink.
Dude, I saw that just a moment ago. That there were a couple of back airs that went out back there. The back air from Dingus actually saved him. That up tilt will take that stock. Remzi getting on the board. Dingus down by 1. He is just a whiff away from, like, he's like a sneeze away from taking Remzi's stock, though. Game & Watch actually has a surprising amount of kill power to him in this game.
Yeah, he really does. The forward air, some people say it's worse, but the kill power definitely is not. And his forward tilt as well is now a very viable kill option.
Absolutely, and his down smash has a surprising amount of range. It's similar to the way it was in Brawl, where it's got that kind of rhombus shape around him, and it buries you. And if it buries you, it puts you in the ground and set. Wow, down air, taking that stock. It sets him up excellently for his really impactful, very powerful forward smash as well.
Yeah, next to no like knockback reduction on that berry, so Game & Watch benefiting a little bit from the engine, but right now this engine has kind of benefited Lucina a little bit more than most other characters, as we've seen a lot of tournaments with top 8 Lucinas, and not for nothing, she's strong in the hands of a strong player like Remzi. It works out in his favor.
I absolutely think she's probably the best out of the sortie characters at this point in time.
I agree.
You could make an argument for a few of the sortie characters as well. Ike included. That forward smash from across the stage, taking the stock, though. And that's probably the strongest, one of the stronger arguments, I should say, is the impact of that forward smash. All of her smash attacks have such high knockback. They're so fast. And she's got excellent aerial mobility. And on top of all of that, you can do some little like 2- and 3-piece combos with her to get you set up to a percent where you can take the KO. Yeah,
we see a lot of like nairs in the forward smash. And plus the consistency of it. Speaking of consistent, that down tilt still kind of gives me whiplash every time I see it kill off the side like that. This character's kit has been reworked just a little bit to make it fresh but interesting and kind of weird if you're accustomed to how it worked before.
Right, and weird is the name of the game with Mr. Game & Watch, though. So I'm actually, I enjoy the way that they changed him up. I love the animation on the chef thing now. It's great. But a lot of his tools are excellent at mobility and kind of keeping people out. The biggest problem that he suffers with overall, in my opinion, is getting the KO, getting himself into a position where he can actually secure something. And I don't know of any Game & Watch that's realistically solved that puzzle just yet, but I've seen quite a few Game & Watch players take excellent players like Remzi that we're watching right now to the brink, because we've got an almost even game here. They're about 0.8% apart.
I'm not doing math on stream. I'll trust you on that. But yeah, like you said, all I do know is a close game, and Remzi kind of going for it all with that up B, trying to get the safe spike. And will Remzi get the edge guard? No. Dingus Joe makes it back again, but the ledge trapping was just too strong for him to deal with. Remzi taking game 1.
So powerful. I love all of Lucina's aerials, man. They're quick on the draw. She's got a lot of power. She's got combo ability. This girl has everything except for something to throw at you. So she's got everything but the kitchen sink, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, hey, maybe next patch she can throw her sword for a side B.
No.
Just throw her father's heirloom. Just throw like the most most legendary sword in like the Fire Emblem universe. Just chuck it at people.
You know
it's
what?
Fine.
You
it's
know
not
what?
sacrilegious at all.
Take out her Dancing Blade side B and replace it with Link's when he's at 0% and does a forward smash. That little beam.
Oh yeah.
That would be cool to see that go flying through the air once she jumps.
Or like Cable's crouch just chucks it, she has to pick it up. Lucina just punches people for like 2%.
Well, we're off to game number 2, and it looks like Dingus chooses to go back to FD. He had quite a bit of momentum going for him towards the end of game 1 here, so I don't blame him for this pick. I personally, if I was Game & Watch, I would want my opponent on a platform above me because of that move right there. Neutral air and up air, both of those are amazing tools at keeping people above you and absolutely astounding on platforms because you get such a good positional advantage out of connecting anything, and it's really safe whenever somebody's up above you because there's little to no landing lag on that neutral air.
That's all true, but Dingus shows making this counter pick work for him. Mostly because it looks like he was just trying to trap the landing so consistently.
Yes.
And Game Watch does have some good options for that, like dash attack, up smash, but he wasn't even using those. He was just outspacing Remzi, who has a sword. That's not easy at all.
That gives you to seal it. That comes a lot along with Game & Watch's aerial mobility. He has a surprising amount of range on his moves, and he can actually change his aerial drift, the direction he's moving. It's almost like, oh no! But it's almost Wario-esque, and it's almost like Jigglypuff-esque. It's one of those things where you can just, it switches on a dime. And if you watch, see right there, he drifted back when he was going in one direction. And so he switched it around, and that tends to throw people off. Psychologically speaking, you don't expect your opponent to switch directions on you all of a sudden, which is one of the powers of Jigglypuff in Melee, for reference.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's a really powerful tool, and Mr. Game & Watch has that going for him, but he struggles so hard to seal that KO that it feels like it's a trade-off, you know?
Yeah, it ends up evening out in the long run. Another thing is about like the forward air, too, is that now he can drift back and drop that big old hitbox in front of him, too.
Absolutely.
So if Game & Watch wants out, you kind of just have to let him out sometimes.
Yep.
You know?
And you don't trade with that forward air either. If you hit it, it blows up on you.
Really? Okay.
I believe so. I could be wrong. Chat, feel free to correct me. However, that's what I recall from playing it. That up air is surprisingly difficult to get out of.
Oh, and the forward tilt, killing coast to coast, giving him the chair.
Coast to coast, I like it.
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised that it really took him out right there because Lucina's not heavy, but she's definitely not light either. But now Game & Watch is making her look kind of light, 50% already, and I feel like if a big hit connects at the ledge, it could be it for this stock, and Dingus Joe's trying to make that happen.
Absolutely, and for the astute viewer, you would have seen that there was a forward air that did not blow up whenever she hit it, so my apologies for the misinformation, but that should be it. Yep, forward smash is going to seal it.
He got deleted.
Oh, yeah, dude, he was gone.
Yeah.
Erasure.
And speaking of like games changes from like, you know, Smash 4 to Smash Ultimate, I love how fast people fly. I didn't like it at first, but now I can never go back.
No, not at all.
Like, I watched one set with, it was like Wadi versus, I don't even remember who it was, but he died at 70. It was like a bad DI clip. And then it took him actually 2.5 seconds to die.
Wow.
Like, he just like kind of slowly ascended off to the heavens.
Oh, no. I was watching Melee not too long ago, and the hit stun in that game is so long compared to this. And even in this game, there's plenty of it. But, man, they just go woo and then die.
Looks like we're blasting off again. Like, it's so unfortunate.
So I agree with this counter pick, okay? Lucina's burst movement and her range cover an enormous part of this stage, and this is probably one of her better stages. And she's able to just kind of lock you into a position where she can pressure you from either under the platform or from outside the platform. You are never in a good position when Lucina is on the ground on this stage. But at the same time, she's also not like necessarily at an advantage whenever she's on the ground because a large part of her moveset caters towards aerials. And so what you'll see is a lot of that right there where they'll move back and forth and you'll see short hop aerials that will try and set up and zone out their opponent.
Yeah, but it's like, as you said, it's all kind of playing out. Lucina, with this stage and with the ability to just trap people, has been a big plus. And look at that, 118% on the side of Dingus Joe. And Game Watch being so light, he's going for those forward smashes, but he might not even need to. A good back air should be able to seal it out. And that one overextension gives Dingus Joe the chance to actually play the game again. In the trades, that was a solid trade for Remzi. Absolutely. And I like the idea for Dingus Joe.
I like what Dingus was going for because that's probably Game & Watch's best out of chill option is his up B. I don't know the frame data on it, but I know it's fast.
Yeah, it's mad fast.
And the hitbox comes out along with everything, so there's no question about it. I know it's at least 3 frames because of the three-frame jump squat, but it traded with the second hit of Lucina's neutral. Nice tomahawk. The second hit of Lucina's neutral air, which is not what you want in this at all. Excellent tech, keeping Dingus Joe in the game instead of going down 3-1.
Yeah, and it's still doable for Dingus Joe. He keeps on going for these deep back airs. I love how he uses the pressure on his up B. Gets the roll read, not getting anything after that. But the way he's playing, yes, that stock was definitely on the table and ready to be snatched away. Dingus Joe does just that, and Remzi stuck on the ledge. This is Dingus Joe's opportunity to make the big comeback happen.
gets the neutral air from the down throw. That's going to set him up for a few up airs. This might turn it around. Excellent job by Remzi to get out of that. Dingus kind of being a dingus and moving into the wrong place to throw up the next up air. But that evened up the game. That actually put Dingus out ahead. Look at that. And that down air, that's going to seal it. No tech coming out of Remzi. All of a sudden, we've got a complete turnaround. The momentum has swung so heavily in Dingus's favor, man.
Oh, and it swings right back, just like that sword, giving him a reminder on how light you are. You got to remind these lightweight characters that they need to respect you a bit more when they overextend. You can't let them feel themselves too much.
That forward smash was so juicy, dude.
Yeah, I love that.
I'm sitting over here thinking like it's even at the handle of it, and that makes no difference whatsoever with Lucina. But I'm from the same area as Sethlon, and so I'm used to being like within the Roy zone, right up there next to him. And so that's where my instinct went. Down throw to neutral air, getting even more percent, setting up for more of that chase. That's what I was talking about with the last one. Ooh. In the last game, where you get them up on the platform, and you can pressure your opponent with neutral airs. They can't really do much about it because it's a multi-hit move, and it has little to no ending lag whenever you hit the ground. So it's excellent for keeping them up there and dealing damage in the process.
Yeah, I feel like the neutral air is always just a parry check. Like, hey, do you know how to parry the second hit on this? Do you know? Do you know? And you're stuck in shield until you do your homework.
And even then, it may be better, instead of parrying, to just let it ride out, especially if the Game & Watch is down below you. Short of characters that have invincibility on their up B at the beginning, that it could spell trouble.
Yeah, but speaking of spelling trouble, dead even right now. That dash attack gives Dingus Joe a slight lead. These guys, again, are taking each other to the brink. Is that it? No, I didn't think so, but
that is.
Yeah.
That is absolutely going to seal it. Very well done by Dingus Joe.